Happy New Year, team. First staff video update of 2026. Here we are looking at another year. Incredible. If you were in the auditorium this weekend, you heard me celebrate some of the numbers we were celebrating at the end of the year. The over 700 baptisms, 40% increase year over year, which is incredible. Yes, I'm still a little congested. I don't know how long this is going to linger. We had 356 hands. We had $206,000 in some change that I can't remember off the top of my head given for our Christmas offering. A lot to celebrate. We had over 15,000 people experience Christmas services with us. And so we're celebrating a lot of those numbers. And I think we should. It's the number of churches that are able to experience that kind of thing are pretty small. And so, man, I'm so thankful. At the same time, I'm a little curious as to why we weren't over in Christmas attendance, that we were actually under our attendance last year. I think we had 16,100 or something. So like 1,000 people less, which has me curious, like what happened? I think a big part of it is last year's Christmas services were a part of our normal weekend services. And so we're going to dig into that, be thinking about that and seeing if there's something to learn there at our strategic meeting, probably on Thursday. And I'll be, if there's anything to report back, I'll let you know. But overall, man, a lot to celebrate. And the 356 hands are pretty cool too. One of the stories that came in for baptism last weekend was from Kirsten, who was a Bowling Green student, unchurched, looking for help and hope or God, and started attending a campus ministry at Bowling Green. And then her and her boyfriend thought we should probably attend a church. So they started attending during At the Movies. And she shared that she raised her hand at Christmas to accept Christ. Like she understood the gospel. She was all in. And so she was going public with her faith. That is awesome. And so pass that along to your team. That's worth celebrating. We're going to talk about the survey results at some point, but one of the numbers that was encouraging was like 72% of the people who started attending Cedar Creek last year did not attend church regularly prior to coming to Cedar Creek. 72%. That is amazing. And so those are the things that help affirm that what we are doing is reaching people that in some ways no one else is reaching. They're not going to church anywhere else. So I'm proud of you. I'm thankful. And that's really what fall season is it's how do we make it easy for people to come to church? Halloween, At the Movies, Christmas, etc. This season that we're stepping into now through Easter is Connect season. It's how do we help those people feel seen and known and connected to our church. And so pay attention to names, get your team geared up to thinking about who, you could even pull reports. Who are the people that have been coming around for the last 6 months that we need to learn their name and make a personal connection with? I know we've got worship night coming up. That's another Connect opportunity. This group semester is one of our more popular group semesters that we're offering. So be engaged in that. If we connect them well, then that increases the chances that they'll commit with us, join the dream team, be a part of, not just a consumer of, what God is doing here. And that's what helps set the stage for us to be well-staffed or equipped to serve the people who are going to come next year. So that's kind of the long-term play. And that's why this season, especially with it being winter, people are looking for things to do. So be strategic about how you're connecting with people, not just in formal weekend services, but in informal ways outside of the weekend as well. So excited to see what God's going to do in the season ahead. We kick off a brand new series called The Drift, where nobody plans to drift, but if left unchecked, we all will and do. And so what is the drift? Like, how does it happen? What are the warning signs is week 2? How do we course correct is week 3? Andy Rechtenwald will bring it home with an exclamation point at the end. But that's what you can expect in this month. And then next month, we get into Preach Off and a series called Reimage Me, where we talk about how we were created in God's image, how that image got bent through, Adam and Eve, and how God wants to re-image us back into his kids, what he originally intended. We got a powerful story that's going to be featured all 3 weeks of that. So a pretty exciting, and I haven't even talked about March and the Walleye Run, a series called The Catch. We've got a fun lineup all the way until Easter. So I'm excited to see what God's going to do through that. One thing that's in the exec summary that I want to highlight is something called the Financial Planning Ministry. Some of my pastor friends run this at their church. It's basically a way to help someone build or write their will, their financial will, like end of life will, not just like your medical directives, but like what do you do with your finances and all of those things. That usually costs around $1,000 to $2,000 depending on who you hire for that. They offer this to the people of your church for free. There is no out-of-pocket expense. The one expense, if you will, is you need to write into your will a donation to Cedar Creek or another charity of this organization's choice. But the idea is that people begin to think about end-of-life plans. They begin to write those things down. It can save people a lot of time, heartache, tax dollars, all of that stuff. And it also encourages them to think about how are they investing eternally even when they leave Earth. And so that's going to be something that there'll be a meeting on January 27th at 7 p.m., an online meeting that Josh Brossi is hosting. So if you're interested, we're going to talk about it with some of the people at our church, but this is a way that this is a gift that I think we can give people. And ultimately, it's a way for them, those who love Cedar Creek, to give back or invest in the mission here, even after they leave. So just wanted you to be aware of that. If you don't have an estate or trust, like those things, I would highly recommend you consider it. It seems kind of morbid, but it does help put into writing some of the wishes, and especially if you have insurance, like life insurance, it gives some directives to people in a way that I think is really helpful. And so those are some things that are coming up. That's what I'm excited about. Thanks for leaning into the mission here, and we'll see you next week. We got staff meeting. Can't wait. See you.